We'll go with firewall, another interesting topic and important one. Any question about VLAN? Just ask me quickly now. This is the actual network connection from ESX machine. So during earlier pictures, when I was drawing earlier network connectivity, I have drawn only few devices. Now I'm drawing all the devices which are exactly in real time. I think you can answer many of these. I don't want to draw any more physical servers. Now you are enough technical to understand. If I say ESXI, it's a physical with ESXI OS installed. And these adapters are networks. Big cards, okay? Network 1 and 2. This is physical switch 1. Instead of writing physical switch, I'll just write this is internet. These are the icons I'm trying to replicate. Exactly we use in real time, right? So it will be helpful. Router always will be referred this icon. In real time, if you see this icon, consider it's a router. Switch also will be there, but it will be like this. Switch will be mentioned like this. If you see icon like this, left and right arrows in a box, it's a switch, physical switch. It will in real time, it will be like this. And this is called a physical, again, physical firewall device. Name itself. What do you understand by firewall? I gave you the answer itself. Firewall. Fencing, like security, right? Fencing. If you see, okay, somebody has question. Yes, it will be the packet. VLANs will be a layer 2. VLANs will be layer 2. Like say, if this machine is trying to send a packet to physical switch, the switch will open, and once it opens the packet, it will read the destination MAC, right? Destination MAC it will read, and it will verify in its switch memory. In MAC table, there is a MAC. It listen, right? MAC it mentioned on which port it is connected. It will compare the MAC where it's supposed to go, and it will deliver there, and there it will see whether it has a valid 11 port number, sorry, whatever the VLAN ID trunking is there. It will be allowed from there inside the server. It will verify from switch port to inside the server whether it has same VLAN ID trunked or not. Okay, so it's based on MAC, purely on MAC table only. This communication, it's clearly VLAN MAC table. Even though there is VLAN ID, VLAN ID is used to validate whether the device is really authenticated to use that VLAN ID or not. Okay. Now this is how a physical server, ESXi server, will be connected in the network until internet. These are all the devices are included now, as in real time. Earlier we use sometimes physical switch, sometimes router also we have connected directly to internet. But here there is one more device called firewall. If you Google also, if you look for like a firewall and just go to images, you can see everywhere wall with the fire on it. You can see here images, all images. Why do we fire on the top of a wall? To avoid, in general words like unauthorized person, in technical words unauthorized person, in general like to stop thieves or unknown person. Okay, we put fire like fencing. We put right unauthorized. We block unauthorized access. Here also the same. From internet, lakhs of or crores of people are connected to internet. If you directly connected to our physical switch or router, everybody directly can enter. That's why we are placing a security device called firewall. So here in this device, we can allow whatever the communication that we want. Outside also, from inside to outside, outside to inside. Whatever we want, lock it here. Still, you might have heard my company servers have been hacked in the news, right? Like ransomware and all. Still, they will cross these firewall devices and enter into our network. The hackers are so smart, like they know in and out from firewalls how to break these firewalls. But there are even that's why every time these firewalls also will be upgrading to a latest device to stop all those loopholes to block unauthorized access or hackers. So this plays very key role in stopping and allowing necessary or unnecessary communication to our network. Very, very important. That's why if you have heard cyber security, the people who works with these firewalls belongs to cyber security. They will be highly paid and their jobs are also so risky also. If by mistake also if they do some mistake, right? Wantedly or unwantedly, if they do mistake, immediately will be fired. There will be no chance also, no warning, direct return. Ours is at least safe, we are in safe zone. But they will be paid highly and their job also risky. Okay, fine. But you don't need to worry about those things like if you are doing your work properly, it'll be okay, fine. And here they will allow or block communication. At least we should know some basic idea how they allow, how these services works at least. You don't need to worry how to log in and verify, how to block or allow. We'll just understand the idea of how to allow or block. To understand this quickly, I'll give you some very basic example. The old student might have already heard, and it's a very basic example. Everybody might have experienced in your life. Okay. Every time I give the same example because we come from different backgrounds. Okay, so and it is very easy to understand. So old students like don't feel that I'm giving same example because we come from different backgrounds. This is a very easy example. Everybody might have experienced in their life. Okay, TV. This is your TV. You might have used your remote at least once in your lifetime, right? Or regularly, daily. Okay, this is just like this is our TOA remote. Just understand this example. You can easily understand the firewall concept in network. Okay. TV remote. So we have taken a connection from like outside or maybe whatever it is, what we call direct to home channels, right? Direct to home connectivities like Tata Sky, whatever it is. So here there are some 700 channels available, TV channels up to here. Like you, even it is basic pack. Let's say 300 channels to 700 channels are subscribed. Up to here, TV modem 700 channels are allowed. Okay. Now when you press, let's say number 120, let's say Star Sports 1 will be played on your TV. Okay. That means when you press 120 on your remote, it will try to send the frequency value to your modem to allow to your TV. Modem will allow some frequency which matches to 120 that belongs to Star Sports 1 channel. So up to here, all 700 channels are allowed, but from here to your TV, only Star Sports 1, which matches that frequency for 120 will be allowed. ఆ ఛానల్ మాత్రమే టీవీలో ప్లే అవుతుంది, రిమైనింగ్ ఇక్కడే ఉంటాయి బ్లాక్ అయింటాయి. అంటే మీకు ఏ ఛానల్ కావాలో అది మాత్రమే అలౌ చేస్తుంది. ఏ ట్రాఫిక్ కావాలో అది మాత్రం అలౌ చేస్తున్నాం, రిమైనింగ్ ఇక్కడే బ్లాక్ లో ఉంటాయి. అండర్స్టూడ్? once you change the number, star sports 2 will be allowed, this will be blocked and this will be allowed. Exactly the same example here. From internet, all there are port numbers like 0 to 65,535 ports. That many channels, that many network services are available. 65,535 services. Same like our 700 channels. These many services are available in a network, local or internet. Now, via internet, up to this firewall, all these services are reachable. But from here to our network, whatever the services you want, you allow only them. Instead of everything, we allow only them. Okay, that's what our firewall does. Same like our remote TV modem. Whatever service we want, we allow them. Rest we block it here only. Okay, so like that. Clear? That's the functionality of a firewall. So allow only authorized communication and block rest of the communication. Now we'll see. And we don't need to worry how they allow or block. Let's say you are sitting here, you connected from your home, you are trying to connect to this ESXI host. So ESXI host, it's just 10 numbers you must remember all the time. When you are working with Windows or VMware or Linux administration side, you need to remember these 10 numbers. Let's say ESXI works on 902. These numbers you should remember. Now, when you are trying to connect, let's say you are sitting here and your colleague is sitting today at office today. He connected to this switch. Okay. You are working from home today. One person is here. You are sitting here. Okay. Via internet, you are trying to connect to the host or vCenter, whatever. This person is able to connect to the host. Now you are not able to connect to the host directly. Okay. Firewall. That is not allowed. From internet, 902 ESXI works on a service called network service called 902, port number called 902. Is not allowed in the physical firewall because this is our internal host. From internet, normally nobody will allow this port number 902 to our host. Everybody can connect our host, right? Even though there will be a username and password, but we restrict at the communication level itself. Now even working from home, you are not able to connect to the host, but host is up and running. Now you should allow, when you need to talk to the network security team that I'm working from home today, I need to allow reach my vCenter today. Can you allow this port? So you need to give source, or instead of entire internet, he can allow you from only from your network also, your IP only. Okay. So you need to give him source IP, destination IP, and port. You have to give this information to the security team to allow your communication. So how to know your source IP address? That not means your private, your laptop will have one private IP. How to get your private IP of your network? IP config. Get MAC, not get IP. So it's 192.168.1. This is private IP. It's of no use. Private IP cannot be connected to internet, right? You should not use this private IP. Never ever do this mistake. Okay? Then what should I, how should I give my public IP? I'm connected to internet. I'm able to Google, right? Even though I have my private IP assigned to computer, I'm able to Google. That means I'm connected to internet. So in the Google, just type what is my IP. You'll get your images. Go to all. Here you'll get the public IP. This is your public IP address. This is the public IP address assigned to my Wi-Fi device by the service provider. I will give this address. Destination. This you can give local IP only because from here you can allow to this private IP. Whatever, let's say in our case, 192.168.1.240 and port number 902. We will allow it. Now only from this public IP, you will be able to connect to that ESXI host. Once you change your Wi-Fi, if you get a different public IP, again from your laptop also it will not work because your IP is changed, right? Even though from internet, it is allowed only from specific IP, you are not using that IP now. Instead of allowing from entire internet, you allowed from one specific public IP. Understood? Then how to test it? Whether, let's say you are able to log into the host, but VM is, there is a Windows VM, Linux VM. Okay, how to test connectivity, application connectivity? Okay, it's called telnet. Open command prompt, type telnet space, very, very important, common interview question. Destination IP 192.168.1.240 space the service name that you want to test 902 here. In our ESX case, it's 902. Enter. Once you enter, immediately it will show like blank screen and it cursor is blinking. The connectivity is established via that port. That means it's open. Okay. I'll try something different which is not in use. It will say connecting to connect. It will wait for 1 or 2 minutes and it will say could not connect to the server over port number 905. That port 905 is not allowed in the firewall. Or inside the server in the ESXi machine, there is nothing that works on port number 905. మనం ఇప్పుడు ఒక ఛానల్ ప్రెస్ చేస్తాం, లెట్స్ 130 ప్రెస్ చేస్తాం. ఆ 130కి ఏదైనా ఫ్రీక్వెన్సీ మ్యాచ్ అయ్యే ఛానల్ ఉంటేనే ప్లే అవుతుంది ఛానల్. ఆ 130కి ఏ ఛానల్ లేకపోతే ఏం ఛానల్ రాదు కదా అలా. So there should be some service associated with that number. Simply you should not put your own numbers. ఆ స్పెసిఫిక్ సర్వీస్ యూజ్ చేస్తే ఒక అప్లికేషన్ రన్ అవుతూ ఉండాలి దాంట్లో, అది ఆ పోర్ట్ యూజ్ చేయాలి, ఆ పోర్ట్ని ఫైర్వాల్ లో కూడా అలౌ చేయాలి, అప్పుడే వర్క్. ఓకే ఫైన్. ఓకే సంథింగ్ లైక్ vCenter తీసుకున్నాం ఇంకో ఎగ్జాంపుల్. అవర్ vCenter connected here, connectivity everything is fine via internet. You are trying to connect to vCenter. vCenter works on port number 80. Everything is fine. It was working until last 1 hour also. It is allowed in the firewall from your public IP, everything. Now this machine is powered off. Will it work? Multiple reasons ఉంటాయి. అప్లికేషన్ కనెక్ట్ అవ్వలేకపోతున్నాం అంటే మల్టిపుల్ రీజన్స్ ఉంటాయి. పవర్ ఆఫ్ లో ఉంది, ఆ మెషిన్ కి 902 ద్వారా నువ్వు కనెక్ట్ చేస్తే ఏం యూజ్? దర్ ఇస్ నో యూజ్, రైట్? Because the machine is powered off. Application is running inside. How can you reach that application which is on a powered off machine? Telnet will not surely will work. Okay, it will not work. So first multiple things you have to verify. So and you don't need to worry about this firewall. It will be managed by a separate team. We have to just inform with this information to allow. He will allow. And next one more thing. Here there will be one firewall. Windows there will be a firewall. Linux there will be a firewall. Okay. And ESXi has no importance at all. ESXi firewall. So we are safe. We have nothing to do with our ESXi firewall. Okay. We allow everything as it comes from our physical firewall. Whatever it is allowed, we allow. Again, there will be a firewall here and here. They will take care. Windows and Linux teams, they will take care what they want to allow or what they want to block. Fine. Linux we don't test, at least Windows we test it now. Okay, how to check the firewall inside a Windows machine and inside ESXi machine. So ESXi also has a firewall, but we don't manage it except for port number 22. ESXi configure tab, security, no, just now it's firewall itself. Okay. Edit, allow or block. Here mostly port number SSH. 22 only we allow or block. Select 240, configure. Here there is something called firewall. In older versions, this firewall was under security profile, under this one. Now it is separate firewall. Here you can see ports allowed or edit. You can see allowed or blocked. You don't need to manage anything. Leave everything as usual. Go to secure shell. Client should be allowed. In real time, we may need to allow this client only. Go to secure shell. We need to make sure it is allowed. If it is allowed, we use a tool called PuTTY and we connect to the ESXi host. Connecting. It is asking for username and password. This is a command line tool called PuTTY. We connect to our ESXi. PuTTY we connected to the ESXi. Clear? So if that client is not allowed, it will not allow to connect. Client and server both I'll remove. Spelling might be an active session. It's not a problem. And also the service SSH running, right? This should be running. To make a valid session connected here, we need to start this SSH server also. If you stop this service, that service which will use port number 22 to work, we will lose the connection. We have a session already, we'll close it. It will drop even if you are connected. See, it will not connect now. Network connection failed. So normally this also will be one of the interview question. I'm trying to connect to my ESXi host using a PuTTY tool and it's failing. How will you troubleshoot it? It will ask you a question like how will you troubleshoot as though it's a problem. It's not a problem. You have to just tell that I will go and verify if SSH service is started or not and then go to the firewall and allow SSH client. It's not troubleshooting. It's a missing feature you have to enable. But he will try to confuse you with a question like troubleshooting. Okay, మనలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఇంకా nervous feel అదే కొత్త issue అనుకుంటాం. Fine, remember service, there should be some service which is listening on that port and that port also should be allowed. In real time on ESXi, this 22 only we work, otherwise no firewall management on the ESXi. Okay, fine. Only port number 22, when we want to work via command line, we use that. And now we'll see Windows Firewall. Even though we are VMware administrator, it's a basic thing. It's a GUI, right? We can easily understand. Control panel, system and security. Windows Firewall. Advanced settings. Inbound rules and outbound rules will be there. You need to check inbound rules. New rule. Select port. Enter port number. You want to allow or block for all. Enter name for firewall rule, click on OK. Clear? So here we enter. Okay. We go to Windows machine. Even client or laptop, you can test it on your laptop also. Control panel. System and security. Windows firewall. Click on Windows firewall. If you want to completely turn off, you can select this turn firewall. Three options you have to select: local accounts, domain accounts, and public internet. If you want to leave it open, go to advanced settings. There will be, you can write rules for incoming communication and outgoing communication. Outgoing, nobody will place any restrictions, even on the physical firewall. No restrictions to outgoing communication. Only incoming communication they will place restriction. Right click new rule, or you can click here also new rule. Both are same. Program or port. If you select program, you have to select installation pathway to install that application. That will be complex things. It's simple thing. Select port, because we can enter a number that will be enough. What port? I want to block port number 80. Okay. Allow or block. You can specially allow only for allow also, or you can block also. I want to block 80. All users, local users, internet users, and domain connected users, everybody. I'm saying block HTTP. So it will be easy to understand by everybody, not only me. My teammates also can understand what is this rule for. Okay, so finish. I have blocked port number 80 inside this computer. Now internet will not work inside this machine. Okay, DC machine. Because port number from this firewall, internet is blocked. Here, if port number 80 is blocked, it will stop internet for all the devices. No other devices will have internet access, because it's applicable for all the devices. Here we are defining only to that machine. Okay. So at least we should know how to test connectivity. And one more thing. Here, if someone is complaining about application compatibility, first, the machine should be running and connected in network. Someone is complaining about network application reachability. Application should be started and listening a port. Then port should be allowed in the firewall from destination. These three things we have to check. Testing. Remember, we use this command prompt telnet space destination IP space port number. Example, I'll just you. clearly saying could not connect, it's not open. If it is blinking like this, blinking lines, it's connected. Yeah, any questions? These three things we should check to troubleshoot application level complaints. Very important, firewall and VLAN. Even though we don't work regularly,